Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
And today we're having a look at the Jameson Caskmates Stout edition.
Alright, so today's episode we're doing Stout Cask Edition, or Cask Stout, yeah, same thing. We did the IPA Cask Edition episode prior, but this is the one that we know we've had before and enjoyed, but it has been like 4 years since we actually had it, so it might have changed. The whiskey itself might have, a little bit of flavour drift, who knows.
Plus our palates have developed.
Definitely our palates are going to change, but we'll see. It says there's going to be, chocolate, butterscotch, rich coffee notes. I think that those will kind of tend towards a Irish flavour profile well, so hopefully if that stays true, then it'll be the same thing as before. We will enjoy it like we did before. But
is it still that? What is it? Who was the brewery they were from?
What is it? 8D. So 8D is a brewery that is a neighbour of Jameson's. And they use their barrels to do their, finishing of their whiskey, and Jameson trades their whiskey barrels so that they can age their stout. 8D stout in their barrels, so they do a little bit of a trade. It's a really good idea. I'd love to be able to do the same thing eventually.
Oh my god, that nose! So much better than that.
I'm getting some banana lolly. That soft, weird, not soft, but like that weird musky kind of banana lolly on there.
Yes.
But I'm also getting a ton of butterscotch, and I'm loving it.
It's very
so much
candy
better.
heavy.
It's very well. They all have been really sweet, but this is more like lolly style, like you said, candy. Like it's
like hard candy.
Yeah, like it's. I don't know. I'm getting Werther's Originals. I'm getting heaps of butterscotch. I'm getting a little bit of that espresso, but like not a ton. The coffee note that they said would be there is, I don't know.
That's on the taste more.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's not like really present, but it's definitely, I do agree it's there. I don't think it's totally psychosomatic because they put it there.
The nose smells creamy like a stout is.
It kind of smells like a butterscotch creamy, like milkshakey kind of thing. Like it's like getting the sweetness that the vanilla whipped cream would add to it or something.
So much better.
Definitely better than the IPA so far. But I'm still getting a bit of faint banana, which I'm not in love with, but like it's fine. It's not like super.
I'm not really getting that banana. It's more just candied sugar.
Yeah.
With that cream.
We'll give it a taste though. It's got more kick than the regular one.
Oh my god. Why is it so nice?
That's really good.
That's like, when you drink stout, there's like a creamy layer it leaves on your throat. This has the same effect.
It does taste more rich, if that's what you're saying. Like it tastes thicker. It tastes like high ABV. But it'll be 40, sure.
It's 40, yeah.
Yeah, it's 40 still, but it tastes a bit richer. It tastes a bit more dense.
Tastes dense. I wouldn't say maybe like 42, 3. I wouldn't say like 45. It tastes a little bit hotter.
To me, there's a little bit more burn. And that, there's in the regular Jameson, there's a kind of metallic-y note, which definitely was present in the IPA from memory, but I don't really find it in this one that much.
Yeah, this
I might maybe could, but like...
What was that other Jameson we saw in Dance?
Black something. Something black. It was something to do with them double charring a barrel.
That's it, yeah. I want to see what that... Because I would imagine it would have not to like the sweetness effect, but it would
I reckon there'll
mellow
be
out that...
I don't know.
Like metallic note.
Depends on no, I have no idea. I haven't tried this one, that one, but this one is definitely my favorite by far. It's definitely ahead of classic Jameson. It has a place in my heart, being like a very cheap, accessible whiskey that I've had in my younger years. But flavor-wise, I think this is definitely preferable for me. It's a bit more rich, and it's not like this is a completely different whiskey. This is like night and day. Like it still tastes like Jameson, but like there's a big 20% difference.
Yeah, those
that is making it's like 20% in the right spot. It's it's 20% that's kind of taking away the bad notes and adding some good ones. I think it definitely is my preferred go-to Jameson. If I'm going to choose any of them, I'm going to choose this one, because one, I know it's good, and two, it's not really anymore, or it's more expensive, but barely. Like it's like $5-10.
I just got a coffee espresso note on the very end.
I'm just saying espresso. I know about a sherry, but it's like a liqueur or just a fortified wine in general. Like it's got some like really deep, sweet, fruity notes. But it's not like sherry, and it's not like I'm getting like pear. Like that's too light and bright. It's a deep, sweet, fruity notes. But they're too caramelized.
And there's a very weak coffee note at the very end.
There definitely is the coffee. I agree that the coffee note is definitely in there. And I know that people say that is a common flavor from stout. So I'm assuming that that is the impact.
Yeah.
It's not the same level as it is in a stout. Like
it's not aggressive at all.
No, like you taste a stout and you're like, coffee is one of the first things you pick out.
This complements the whiskey.
This is a very subtle coffee note. Yeah. It's sitting alongside, it's like Jameson, and then outside of these kind of like hovering notes that are, they're slight. They're like 20% of a difference between the regular Jameson, and there's this butterscotchy, kind of coffee, chocolatey, more rounded, probably same sweetness level, taken down on the metallic and ethanol-y notes. It's just doing really good things to the. Yeah, sure we do. We always forget about water.
I want to try it in this. I want to see if it brings out.
The nose is much better than the original. It's much darker. It's just tasting super sweet to me now.
It's
very rounded still, but
it's brought all the sweetness to the forefront. Whereas without water, it's like fairly well.
The cocoa and coffee notes are not really there with water for me, unless it's like a really light milk chocolate now. It's a lot. It feels the sweetness is the same, but like the other notes are dropped off a little bit.
For me, I mean that both like this. They mean the same thing. But for me, I imagine the sweetness being pulled to the forefront.
Tastes a little bit more simplified, but barely. Tastes relatively similar. I'm missing a little bit more of those deep caramel coffee notes, but not by like a ton. It tastes majority of it tastes relatively the same. We also had a commenter, Kapil. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. We're just terrible with pronunciation. Blame just the Australian culture. So Kapil asked us to do a blind tasting with the stout edition and the regular Jameson. And we will do that, but we're also going to do a blind tasting, including the IPA as well, just to give a little bit more depth and stuff. Yeah, a little bit more variation, because it's like 50-50 is, we're probably, it's too much luck. 3 isn't changing it that much, but it's a little bit more interesting. So we're definitely going to do that, Kapil, but we also got Marion, one of our long-time subscribers, has recently bought this on our recommendation, and I'm glad that what we previously thought about it when we recommended it to her has stayed true, because it would be a little bit disappointing or embarrassing if we had this opinion of it 4 years ago and then told Marion to buy it, to try it, and then taste it now, or then us tasting it now a week later and us saying that we didn't like it. We'd be like, whoops, sorry.
I mean, also on that, taste is subjective. We can like something and Marion would not.
That's kind of like the point. So let us know what you guys think of each one. This one's probably our favorite by a decent amount at this point. We've got to try more. We've only tried 3 at this point.
How many Jamesons are there?
I don't know. I'm just more than 3. We know there's the black barrel or whatever it was called. It's double charred or 2 charred oak barrels. I don't know what they actually did. I don't know what the combination was, but we'll get to it eventually.
Yes.
So let us know what you think. That's it. This is it. Jameson review's over. Well, except for the, blind tasting will be next week. Anyway, this has gone for too long. Battery is about to die yet again. It literally did like 10 seconds ago. That's why there's a little bit of a break and probably a change in frame. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, we'll see you next one.
Cheers.